A beautiful afternoon in D.C. for the finale of the homestand. The Nats look to improve on the best start in team history with a 14th straight home win against the Braves.
Beautiful day for baseball. Steven Strasburg on the mound to take on the Braves. Feeling better today. So are his fans, young and not so young. Father-son combination. I think they'd like to take the hill against the Braves. Atlanta really struggling. The Nats keep on rolling. Good to see Steven back out there as the Nats wrap up this homestand, and it's been a very good one.
Yeah, third consecutive start against the Braves for Strasburg, dating back to last season, but the last start in Atlanta, he was fantastic. April 6th against the Braves, a place that he used to struggle, and you remember Strasburg didn't like pitching at Turner Field, not so much the last time out. We're going to keep an eye on the new slider we saw from Steven Strasburg. It was dominant. We saw a few cutters. We'll look for those today too, but with the shadows, the stuff, the success he had in 2015 at the end, the last 4 starts, we're looking for big things from the right-hander here today.
Yeah, used to struggle mightily against the Braves. He's been in control over those last 4 decisions. Microscopic ERA, and they're not getting a whole lot of hits off him either. Bryce Harper went deep opening A against Julio Teheran down in Atlanta. That's the thing about divisional play. You get to see these guys a lot. Murphy hit his first as a Nat, and they've been pretty good from the power standpoint on this homestand as well. Nationals baseball on Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Quite a display. The Nats hoping to spin their bats a little more. They're 12th in the league in runs, but they're getting such great pitching and good defense. Bryce and the guys throwing to all the right bases, catching the ball. It's a pleasant day, 63. A little breeze, a little cool. Won't be real pleasant for the hitters coming up soon. Shadows are creeping. The Nats have taken the field, and they have tied the Senators of 1913 and 51 for the best 7-game start by a DC-based team. Looking for another 4-game sweep. That'll tell you it doesn't happen very often. And the Nats, probably because they've got some dominant power pitchers and they can be tough to see, dominant in day games over the last 2+ years. Braves are hitting 199. Freddie Freeman is not in their lineup today. Eric Ibar, career against the Nats, hitting at .300, 4 extra base hits. Nick Markakis still leads the league in doubles, but there's a glaring omission in the top part of that lineup with Freddie Freeman 0 for 9 in this series, getting a day off. It's Steven Strasburg, 21st start against the Braves. Only the Marlins have faced him more times.
Now check out the slider. First start of the year against the Braves, 14% of the time. There was a few cut fastballs in there as well. The fastball in his first start averaged 95 miles an hour. So after one start, 1-0, 1.50 ERA. Looks healthy to me. And we're looking for a big start from Steven Strasburg based on what he's done to the Braves, how they've swung the bat in this series, and maybe some shadows for a guy that doesn't really need any help.
Seventh year for Lance Barrett in the big leagues. He's got the play. Dale Scott, the crew chief at first. There he is. Dan Isanya, Bob Davidson on the bases. Anthony Rendon in close at third. First pitch, Malik Smith. It's upstairs at 4:06 here in D.C. Wind coming down the Anacostia River from upstream, and it's blowing right in from the right field corner. Ball 2. And he's missed with 3 in a row. Strasburg, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. First time out at Atlanta. Came out of that game with a 1.50 ERA. And he gets the called strike there. 134th start of Stevens' career. He's 7-7 against the Braves. And he walked him on a 3-1.
I said the defense for the Nats behind Steven. Chris Heisey gets the start in left field. Matt Dendecker in center. Bryce Harper in right. Espinosa Rendon left side. Murphy Zimmerman right side. And Wilson Ramos behind the plate. There's your Nats leadoff hitter for today, folks. Chris Heisey.
Yeah. Has he ever done that?
He has one time, and he had a really big day.
Cool. Nick Markakis in the series. 2 for 9, 3 walks, couple of RBIs. Smith out to a pretty good lead. Strasburg ignores him, fires home, and he's behind another hitter. Markakis' career against Steven, 4 for 12, 1 RBI. The Nationals have turned 10 double plays on the year already. Their defense outstanding. Tied with the Mets and the Cubs. Fewest errors in the National League with just 2. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Ramos, look at that bullet. He is out at second base. Wilson Ramos is now 4 for 7, gunning down opposing base runners. You can't make a better throw.
Well, it's a throw with something on it, but he got rid of it so quick. When you watch Wilson Ramos throw out a runner, it's like he's turning a double play as a shortstop. Watch him get rid of it quick, right on the money. Malik Smith thought he was safe. Kind of forcing the issue right there. I don't know if that was a hit and run or a straight steal with a swing. But Steven Strasburg having trouble finding the strike zone, says thank you very much here early.
1-1 pitch now, back to the full windup. And Markakis pops it up left side. Anthony Rendon into foul territory. And just like that, 2 outs.
Yeah, I'm all for aggressive base running. And Freddie Gonzalez wants Malik Smith to be aggressive on the bases, but when you have a guy with a leadoff walk, I think as a leadoff hitter, it's your job to make him throw strikes before you force the issue of stealing second base. Because if he's not throwing strikes, you don't have to steal. You're going to be on second base anyways in a couple of pitches. You know, maybe a young mistake there for Smith.
Here's Adonis Garcia. That was a fastball that appeared to have some of that cutting action away from the right-handed batter. Garcia 4 for 11 in the series, hit by a pitch, 89, and the count's even.
Well, that's the slider cutter deal thingy, Bob, that he had in Atlanta. Watch this one. Left-hand turn.
Ooh.
I mean, he thought it was a fastball till he missed it.
And he bangs 96 right in there. And a 1-2 here in the top of the first. Right on the hands, Garcia fighting it off.
He's loose now. Hit speed 49 miles an hour on that foul ball, in case you're wondering.
It's got to be a pretty lively fastball to hit one that far or that fast backwards.
That's where he hit it.
Swing and a miss on 90. Steven Strasburg, the leadoff walk. His catcher guns out a fast base runner, and then Steven Strasburg takes care of the rest of that inning. With the bats today, hitting .248, 10th in the league, as I mentioned earlier, 12th in runs, 10th in home runs, but they're making their swings count. Now, Bryce Harper, not a great series, 1 for 11, but a homer, couple of RBIs, 2 walks, and career against Julio Teheran, good numbers. 4 walks in there as well, and so Harper in that number 3 spot.
The last start for Teheran was against the Cards on the 9th. He took the 12-2 loss. 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, 89 pitch effort. You saw fastball, slider, curveball change as the arsenal. Fastball averaging 89 miles an hour this year.
Teheran against the Nats, 13th career start. He's given up 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned in 10 innings to start his season, adding up to a 5.40 ERA. Chris Heisey facing Teheran for the first time, and it's a strike.
So I'm told 53 times in the leadoff spot for Heisey with 9 homers.
Okay.
So yeah, he's hit there before.
That is, very close to the bag. Bob Henley lobbying with Bob Davidson. It was fair for a couple of hops. And as you've mentioned, one of, if not the most difficult call for an umpire to make.
I don't understand why they can't use the tennis technology on fair and foul over the bag. Yeah.
Then Heisey taps one to the left side. He stumbled coming out of the box. High throw by Garcia, but Kelly Johnson handles it.
Set the defense for the Bravos. Peterson in left. Jace Peterson, that's right, the second baseman for the Braves in left field today. Malik Smith, Nick Markakis, Ibar Garcia left side, Beckham Johnson right side, and A.J. Przinsky behind the plate.
Yeah, hard to remember a time when Freddie Freeman has not been on the DL and not been in the lineup against the Nats. Freeman in this series 0 for 9. Here's Anthony Rendon, who's 1 for 9 against Atlanta pitching. 5 career hits against Julio Teheran, who throws one in there.
Michael Taylor, Jason Worth off today for the Nats. Dusty Baker calling them observation days. He wants them to observe today. He gave me a lot of those.
Freddie Freeman scuffling. And Freddie's probably feeling the weight of this ball club on his RBI shoulders because he's the man. And right now not getting a whole lot of help from that lineup. But we know he's a lot better than what he's hitting. Fastball away, 1-2. Pretty good take by Anthony Rendon. Close again. Lance Barrett took a long look. Mercedes-Benz will as well.
Looked pretty good to me. Let's check it out again. Hair outside, 3 and 4 out of the box.
Becoming a very good at bat. Let's look some more at Julio Teheran, the 25-year-old right-hander, who faces the Nats with a 3.59 ERA and a 3-2 career record. Here it comes. Rendon reaches out, hits that ball pretty far, tailing away from the left fielder, and Jace Peterson, a second baseman, had a long way to go.
Nice,
2 outs.
Nice play by Peterson, and Rendon just reached out and touched that, and it went a long way. If you look at the flag and left, it's blowing out.
Yeah, the wind's coming right over that way from the right field corner.
Pretty nice play by Jace Peterson. I thought this one had maybe off the wall written all over it, but Peterson with a good break. Nice play.
So here's Bryce with a couple of key RBIs in the series. And it came Tuesday night on his only hit against Atlanta in this so far 3-game set. Shift is on, big gap in right center.
No 100 on the bat. You know what that means.
What?
Gonna hit it.
That was way inside, 1-1. You can tell by that stance, lower right of your screen, Ryan Zimmerman's on deck, holding that bat up high. So he's back in there today. Harper rips one. Diving stop, Gordon Beckham. And the Braves decide to throw some defense at the Nats in the bottom of the first. Each pitcher faces 3 batters. No score as Washington looks for a 4-game sweep. 13 pitches, 7 strikes. The caught stealing saved him a handful of pitches. So 11 starts since August 1st of last year. 9 decisions, 7 wins, great ERA. Opponent's batting average right there with it. Almost 12 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched, and keeping the ball in the yard. Here's Kelly Johnson batting cleanup. Two for 6 career with a home run against Strasburg. Not even close on 2-0. So hasn't thrown a first pitch strike to any Atlanta hitter yet. We'll see some lefties in this inning with A.J. Pierzynski next. Four-pitch walk. He's walked the leadoff man twice. And the ageless Pierzynski at the young age of 39 is next. AJ's had 3 hits, 2 RBIs in this series. Shift on.
Yeah, I don't know that Strasburg's 100%. I'm watching him after every pitch take a deep breath, and after just one inning of work, it's maybe he's trying to relax. Maybe it's a relaxation thing, or he's just not feeling great.
Long pause there, and Pierzynski gets time from Lance Barrett. Target in again.
I want to see that slider thing again. I mean, that's deadly. 95 miles an hour. Tell himself stay through it. That's what that little arm motion was at the end. Stay through the target. Throw it right through Wilson Ramos. Don't peel off toward your own dugout. See Bryce do that after a foul ball sometimes with his right hand, just kind of shooting it towards center field, saying stay through it. Same applies for pitching.
0-2. And he drops 81 on him. Nasty with a breaking ball. Strasburg, second strikeout.
I mean, there's probably about 5 or 6 pitchers I can think of in baseball that you don't want to get to 2 strikes with, that you really have 0 chance when you get to 2 strikes with. And I think Steven Strasburg's right at the top of that list. I'm trying to think of somebody that might be a little more dominant with 2 strikes than him, and I'm just not coming up with anything right now. A guy with a great out pitch that you're just at his mercy once you get to 2 strikes. I'm swinging first pitch off straw. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it had an 18 hopper to second. I'm not getting to 2 strikes.
Well, we saw a lot of ball clubs do that a few years ago. That was the strategy. First fastball, you better be ripping. I'm thinking of Clayton Kershaw's 0-2 curveball, FP.
Yeah, I mean,
along the same lines as that strikeout pitch we just saw.
Felix Hernandez, I mean.
This is Gordon Beckham. And after a tough start, his bats come alive in the series, 3 for 5 with a walk. Strasburg cutting 88 to the outside edge.
It says slider, but this one has more of a cutter tilt to it. Look at it, just kind of stays on the same plane, subtle movement just on the outside corner. So that's definitely a cutter. Slider break a little more down. Cutter stays on the same plane and just moves across.
Yeah, taking it right off the sweet spot. And the 0-2 way outside.
See, that was more of a slider. Did you see how that one broke down in a way? So the one before stayed on the same plane. And see that one break down in a way. Maybe got his fingers more on top of that one out in front. I like the one before, that subtle little cut, especially the lefties. That'll get it right in on your hands.
1-2 with one out. No chance to reach 96 out there. Gordon Beckham blown away by Strasburg. His last 3 outs have been swinging strikes.
Another 2-strike count. Look how small that baseball looks in Steven Strasburg's hand. 96 on the black. Thanks for coming. Not too many guys can hit that one. And just like I said before, you get to 2 strikes, you're at his mercy. You don't know what's coming. Fastball, curveball, slider, change. Could be 4 dominant pitches. Good luck.
That'll bring in Eric Ibar, who's 1 for 12 in this ballpark. And just 6 for 33 overall. All of his hits from the left side. Doing some different things with that heater and throwing it 4 out of every 5 pitches.
I'll tell you what, you could not have ordered better weather for today. It's just perfect baseball weather. You know, on the field early for batting practice. It's just warm enough where the ball's carrying. There's not a lot of wind today. Perfect day for a doubleheader in D.C. Come to the ballpark for a few innings and head over to the phone booth.
Yeah. Go Caps. 2-0. So the cities of D.C., Washington that is, and Philadelphia, a lot of reasons to not like each other this weekend. We're heading there.
That's a reason not to like Steven Strasburg. Look at this changeup, 89 miles an hour. Split action. Yeah, it's I'd say a bigger weekend for the guys on skates, though.
Yeah. By the way, the Phillies beat San Diego today. They're a 500 team, 5-5.
Second place.
When the Nats visit there tomorrow night.
Pete McCannon's got the fighting Phils fighting.
Two-one pitch, jammed him. Murphy on the slow roller, 1 play to Zimmerman, and that is it. A couple of leadoff walks have not hurt the dominant stuff of Steven Strasburg.
to Nationals Park. Braves rookie center fielder Malik Smith getting his 4th straight start for the Atlanta Ball Club. He's actually pretty good buddies with Joe Ross. The two of them lived together when they were in the minor leagues together back in 2013. They were both in the Padres system, and they grew pretty close during that time together. Joe told me today that he actually picked Malik's up from the airport at Reagan the other day when he got called up for the first time to the big leagues, so he was there for his buddy. They've hung out a little bit the last couple nights. They actually faced each other last year in the minor leagues. Malik's went 0 for 2 against Joe, a pop-up and a strikeout. I said to Joe, you haven't held that over him at all, have you? He laughed, said, oh, of course not, I would never. So the two buddies getting together here in division matchups at the big league level. Pretty cool for the two of them.
Yeah, pretty great when you can take that matchup all the way up to the highest level. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. It's Dan with Akuns.com sideline report. Ryan Zimmerman, 2 hits in this series, an RBI, 3 runs scored. Joe Ross gets the call at Citizens Bank Park tomorrow night against Jeremy Hellickson, who's 1-0 with a great ERA for the Phils.
So Joe Ross is an Uber driver is what I got out of that. I give him 4 stars.
There he is. Nats Extra 6:30 tomorrow night.
Or is it 5 stars? Wait, I'm just checking my Uber right now. I think it's 5. I give Joe 5 stars. I always give 5 stars. I mean, if you make it from point A to point B, you get 5 stars in my book. I'm not that picky. I just want to get there.
I've ridden with you a few times. Don't I know that?
They earn those 5 stars, don't they?
They put up with a lot. 2-1.
I have a
no second guessing from the back seat on those rides.
I have a 2-star rating.
I mean, folks, FP, I've heard Uber drivers ask him for his app so they can find out where they're supposed to go.
That's true. But Joe Ross, Uber driver.
Yeah, who would have thought it?
Big league pitcher during the day, Uber driver at night. Or vice versa.
3-1 pitch. Zimmerman. That might have been a broken bat. Had a funny sound to it. Caught by Markakis. If he busted his bat, he hit that thing about 320. And that's 4 in a row for Julio Teheran to start the game. Bringing up Daniel Murphy.
Yeah, the way he's grabbing it, I think it is broke. Yeah, he's putting it over there by Mass and Dan and the authenticator guy. He did break that bat, and he hit it right on the screws. Look at this. That's right on the barrel.
Well, you've talked about this before. Sometimes a bat could have a little hairline fracture from BP that you don't see.
In the pine tar. He's saying, I hit that ball right on the nose and it broke. I don't know.
Murphy, a great series. 5 for 9, homer, 2 RBIs, a walk. Checks in today as the league's 2nd leading hitter at 500. Actually tied for 1st, and he's 1st in on base percentage at .607.
Tell you what, it's game 7, and Daniel Murphy definitely leads the league in a lot of categories, including words with umpires. I mean, he carries on a running dialogue every single at bat. If he doesn't like a call, he's going to let you know.
And some frisbee action by Teheran, kind of whipping that pitch right under Murphy's bat. 2 outs.
Pretty good pitch from Julio Teheran, probably his best pitch of the day. Murphy saw a fastball all the way, and the slider was sharp and late.
The thing almost hit him as it went by. So here's Wilson Ramos, who's already erased 1 base runner today. And the offense not bad either. 9 for 24, 3 RBIs. 1 for 6 career against 25-year-old Julio Teheran.
Has there ever been a catcher nicknamed the Eraser?
That'd be a good one.
I like it. But he's already got enough nicknames. We're good.
0-2 to Wilson Ramos. You'd think they're going to pitch him away. There's a big gap in left center. This is usually big breaking ball time. And that one had him reaching. On the infield, Tehran pointing straight up. Kelly Johnson, glasses blazing in the sun, takes it. 6 in a row for Julio. No score into the third.
Choice is yours. Pick 4 games starting at just $80 plus. We'll throw in a free Nationals grill item. Visit nationals.com/flex to buy your flex plan today.
Those are great seats way out there in center field, up above the red seats, below the Bud Brew House. So the Nats have dominated the Braves 26 out of the last 35, scoring 71 more runs, 20 more homers, almost 5 runs a game, and the pitching staff has shut them down. All brought to you by Jeep. Here's Chase Peterson, top of the third underway. Peterson 2 for 7 with a walk in this series. And against Steven Strasburg, 1 for 8 career. .28 pitches, 15 strikes total, first 2 innings. That one to the outside edge. He dropped the breaking ball on him. Here's the at-bat from Mercedes. Everything up to the left-handed batter. And he will inside out that ball with authority to left field. Good spring by Jace Peterson, who has really been struggling. But he has his 3rd hit in this series out of 5 total this season. First base hit for the Braves.
Well, good at-bat by Jace Peterson. He gets the fastball with 2 strikes, but he fouled off a nasty curve before that to get that pitch. So maybe the pitch before enabled him to get that base hit. And he needed a knock.
Julio Tehran can swing the bat. He has 2 career hits and an RBI against Strasburg. Nats expecting bunt as Rendon creeps in. Zimmerman running in after he holds his runner, and the count's 0-1. Not able to make the adjustment to get that slightly off-speed pitch, and now it's 0-2.
Might pitch for the strikeout. Elevate a fastball, throw one up and in. Maybe he leaves his bat out there too long and fouls it off, and you get the strikeout.
Tehran, by the way, led all National League pitchers in sacrifice bunts last year with 14.
Play with a few pitches here if you're Steven Strasburg.
Squares are on early, very early, and he gets it down, and that's what Tehran does. He's a very good bunter. 0-2 pitch, and Strasburg kind of gave him one right down the middle there. Now, FP, are guys allowed to have crash helmets their first week in the big leagues?
I don't know, but Mallex Smith has had some adventures. I guess we'll call these the adventures of Mallex Smith on the bases. So he gets called up. His first stolen base attempt the other night. The helmet bounces up, smokes him right above the left eye. He gets 6 stitches. Then on a wild pitch, he advanced to third the other night. His helmet came off, and this was earlier today. Mallex Smith, you need a chin strap. I mean, just for self-preservation.
Oh.
Or a smaller helmet.
Or slide feet first.
I still think
that's a hard habit to break, though, the way you want to slide. He looks like he's been in the NHL for a week, not Major League Baseball. Strasburg ahead of this batter. Yeah, not a whole lot going right for the Braves. 228 runners with scoring position. That's almost 30 points higher than their team batting average, coming in at 199. Only the Mets worse with 194, and only the Mets have scored fewer runs than Atlanta's 22. New York with 20. Just not generating much offense. Pretty good hack there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The East updated with the Phillies win today. And by the way, Minnesota has already lost today, and the Twins are 0-9. The only other winless team in ball. That's a busted bat. Zimmerman, a pretty casual scoop on a play that was not that easy with the speed of the runner. Peterson to third, 2 outs. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. It's all brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Wilmer Defoe, who the Nats got to see last year. So since 2010, his numbers, we saw a guy with a little bit of pop for his size, and he had a 15-game cup of coffee with the Nats last September, went 2 for 11. Actually, some of it happened before that. He was called up in May when Jason Worth went on the DL. Here's Nick Markakis looking for a 2-out RBI. He has been Atlanta's best hitter this year, along with Garcia, who follows him, each with 8 hits. He's a clutch guy. 6 doubles, leads the league. 4 career hits, 1 RBI against Strasburg. Shadow's starting to move into the infield here. Did he go? No, says Bob Davidson. Target on the outer edge. Markakis puts Atlanta on top. He took that pitch perfectly the way Strasburg delivered it. His 7th RBI. Braves 1-0.
Well, you're wondering if Steven Strasburg is going to be careful with Nick Markakis with the right-hander Garcia on deck, but he decided to go after him. Markakis, you could tell he's going to be aggressive, swung at the first pitch fastball, and a beautiful piece of hitting right there on a fastball away. A little cough from Steven Strasburg after the base hit.
So here's Garcia.
Not a big deal, and that's got to score if they want to win anyways.
Left side Rendon. He'll look the short way to Daniel Murphy, and the inning is over. But the Braves turn a leadoff hit and a bunt into a run on the Markakis RBI.
The 3rd inning, and Nats heading to Philadelphia after the ball game. And the Nationals win. Everyone wins all season long. When the Nats win and score 7 or more runs, you get 50% off regular menu prices. Online orders at papajohns.com by entering promo code NATS50. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official pizza of your Washington Nationals.
The Nats this year have scored 4, 3, 4, 4, 6, 2, and 3. They haven't had that laugher yet. Waiting for this offense to explode.
It's not laugher weather.
Yeah, you're right. I'll take those low-scoring wins with great pitching to start the season anytime.
There's a Homer Club, Tater Club last night. Stephen Drew, Jason Worth.
Yeah.
Jason Worth's off day was scheduled today a few days ago. Dusty went up to him and said, hey, you're going to get that last Braves game off. And that's how Dusty does it, man. He has a plan. He has a schedule. Trying to keep everybody fresh all season long. I told you you'd see the bench guys a lot more than you're used to.
Yeah.
I like it. I just, you keep them involved. You keep their swings locked in. You keep your everyday guys, your horses fresh. And you ask Matt Dendecker to win you a game late. He gets a few starts. Now he's got some timing to go up there with.
Yeah. High chopper. Foul. Matt Dendecker 1 for 5 career against Julio Teheran, 0 for 1 in this series. But the huge hit for 2 RBIs that got the Nats that win down at Turner Field. Teheran having an efficient afternoon, first 2 innings. 23 pitches, 16 strikes. Nats still looking for that first knock. It's a good eye on a 1-2 pitch. And he had a left field idea with that swing.
So Dendecker has the dark shades on right now. Danny Espinosa in the on-deck circle showed me his during batting practice. They actually lighten it up. They brighten it. So he says there's not that contrast between the shadows and the sun. So if you put his shades on, Carp, it brightens everything. I'm not sure about Dendecker's. It could be the same.
And from our binoculars up here, that's ball 3. Nats need to get this guy off the stretch as Matt keeps the AB alive.
Yeah, good at-bat work and pitch count killing. I like it.
Seven so far. From Nissan. That's a good at bat to lead off the inning, especially when you're getting down to the bottom of the order. Washington's first base runner, and now Danny Espinosa.
Remember Julio Teheran in Atlanta opening day had the balk move where he actually buckles his front leg before he steps off the mound. He picked off Anthony Rendon. It was a balk all the way. It wasn't called. Bob Davison at third base loves to call the balk. He's got a good look at it today. So we'll see. And we'll keep an eye with the cameras on his front leg to see if he tries to pull that move off.
Yeah. That one sails up and away. Might be the best analyst setup for a potential balk I've ever heard, considering the pitcher and the umpire.
Yeah, we'll see.
Danny 3 for 20 to start the season. Scuffling in this series, 0 for 8 with an RBI and a walk.
And on top of that, he's got a great move. He's got quick feet, short arm, and he throws it hard. So you really have to be on your toes when you're leading off against Julio Teheran.
Target outer edge.
Kind of did it right there. Not as pronounced as it was against Anthony Rendon. Watch his front leg kind of buckle a little bit before he moves. It's all almost at the same time. It's very subtle. It's just like bip, bip. Left leg, right leg. He's got a better one than that.
Yep. So on that arm side, the outside to the left-handed batter, Teheran suddenly not finding it. Eric Ibar will visit.
First time in the stretch. He hasn't had those mechanics yet. He's a little bit quick. The arm's trailing. He's missing away.
Inside some more numbers with Jeep and Julio Teheran. This may surprise you. Look at the list he's on for the most innings pitched over the last 3+ seasons.
Saw Jordan Zimmerman today with the Tigers. He wiggled out of a few bases loaded jams. Hit a line drive right back at Cole from the Pirates. Hit him right in the hat.
Espinosa gets under one out to left for Jace Peterson.
Miss Jordan
Steven
Zimmerman.
Strasburg should be bunting.
Miss Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Miss him here. We're really going to miss him in Milwaukee with the tailgate parties and all that.
Well, you know, the whole town might just show up for you.
I hope so.
I mean, you got yourself invited to several of those.
I need to go after. Not before.
Auburndale, Wisconsin, right?
Yes. The whole town of Auburndale. We miss Jordan. He was a great Nat.
Yeah, he was one of the best bunters on the staff. Probably the best, one of the best base running pitchers I've ever seen. I mean, he could fly down the line.
Garrett Cole threw a fastball right down the middle, and he hit it right back at him, and it hit the top of his hat and ricocheted into center field, and you were wondering if he was okay. it's so instantaneous, Carp, the balk move that he does with the left leg, then the right leg. It's even hard for umpires to see. But if you make them aware and you're looking for it, they'll call it.
Strasburg squaring early.
There was again. I mean, he does it every time. And technically it's a balk. For those of you who don't know, you can't move your front leg first and then your back leg. Yeah, he kind of got there late. But it's that leg.
Strasburg bounces one off the plate, and that's strike one. Bob Henley bouncing Dusty's signals around the infield. Tehran's thrown 13 pitches already this inning. And Strasburg will deaden that ball, but it goes foul. A.J. Pierzynski was pouncing, sensing a 1-6-3 double play or a 1-6-4 with the second baseman possibly covering, with that pitcher trying to get out of the batter's box.
Well, Dendecker runner, he just got to get it down. It doesn't have to be directional, first, third, back to the pitcher. It doesn't matter. Dendecker will take care of the rest. Although he's pretty close with that move, but he still has good speed.
Strasburg bunts it hard. Tehran goes to second. Strasburg beats it out, so they get the out there. And Eric Ibar's talking to Dan Isanya about the slide there at second base.
Freddie Gonzalez is going to look at it. They're going to go to the replay. And what a play by Julio Tehran. So check whatever I just said. Julio Tehran got off the mound quick, made a great throw to second, and they're going to see if this is a double play based on the slide. He went in there straight.
Right into the bag.
Okay, maybe he came up at the end. I don't know what else you're supposed to do as a runner right there.
Yeah.
The momentum of your legs hitting the bag is going to throw you up in the air no matter what. When you go into it, that's going to happen every time.
So the pitcher has to run here with 2 outs. Chris Heisey narrowly missed a double his first at bat on a hot shot just outside the third base bag. On the next pitch, he bounced one slowly down there and then tripped, and his bat went flying on his way out of the box. He's up there early count hacking here. Chris Heisey, 31 years of age, Lancaster, PA native. Originally drafted by the Reds, 17th round back in 06. 284 career hitter and a great pinch hitter for power when he's had opportunities. Well, it all started with that at bat by Matt Dendecker to make Julio Tehran really work before that walk. And a 1-1 pitch is on the outer edge. Traffic at a standstill on 395 as we look out over DC Southeast here into the 5 o'clock hour. 1-0 Braves on a Nick Markakis RBI. Good take by Heisey.
And that's 395 in Savannah, Georgia from our view.
The low country, we can see it. Heisey, impressive swing,
his first base hit as a National. 2 on, 2 out.
Boy, that's a short swing. A nice adjustment right there by Chris Heise. He got a fastball up and in and just pulls his hand in to get the barrel of the ball. Watch him pull his hands in. I mean, that thing's chasing him, right? That's a tracer coming in, and he gets the barrel to it. Compact swing. It's a bullet to left for his first knock as a Nat. Nice swing.
And
there goes a no-hitter. Thank you.
Now that's twice in 8 games. Come on.
Getting old. See all the gray in my beard?
Here's Rendon. Chance to tie the game right here.
And I'm just not used to waiting until the third. I'm spoiled. These guys have spoiled me over the years.
Yeah, a lot of first inning runs in the Miami series that started this homestand. It's been middle to late against the Braves. Big curveball sweeps outside. Anthony's still looking for his first run batted in this series. 1 for 10 overall, 7 for 28. Couple of doubles. 2 career RBIs against Julio Teheran. Big gap left center. A lot of room left field line.
I vote for right now.
Up the middle. Strasburg running. Mallex Smith charging, and the bases will be loaded. Bob Henley, no thought of sending the pitcher home with 2 outs. And Bryce Harper will bat with the bases loaded.
All right, line's moving with 2 outs. I like it. Nice piece of hitting by Chris Heise. Nice piece of hitting by Anthony Rendon. Just hit it too hard. I thought he might try it for a second, but you see, that's a great shot. Smith had the ball before Strasburg got to third. And I still have my vote for Rendon t-shirt, by the way. Remember that a few years ago?
Oh, yeah.
He's a vote-in candidate for the All-Star game. The proverbial right man in the right spot.
Yeah, Bryce Harper stung one to the right side first time. Beckham made a diving stop to prevent a single.
That's how much they paid for their seats.
One guy wants it so bad his sign's upside down. He's so excited. He wants number 001. It's pretty cool when they show up with that sign. .84 off speed. Quite a take for ball 1 to get the count in his favor. Bryce loves big stage stuff and big situation stuff. So why not 4 with 1 swing for 100?
Okay. I vote for that too.
2 homers, 5 RBIs on the year. And there it goes! See you later, number 100. And Bryce, yeah, you got to touch first base, man. First career grand slam for 1 Nationals.
I mean, it's like you're watching a movie. You watch this guy play every day. I mean, okay, your 100th career home run's a grand slam, upper deck. I mean, that's curtain call. If he's ever had a curtain call, it's right now. And they want one, and Ryan Zimmerman's trying to slow the game down. Here he comes. It's a movie. I mean, come on, who does that? Unbelievable.
No doubter. Nats lead 4-1. Here's Zimmerman.
Unbelievable. Seriously.
And now with Strasburg pitching and the shadows about to become a bigger factor. A huge juncture of this game for the Nats to score.
He is a beast, folks. I want to know the exit velocity, how far it went, and how quick it got out of here, because that was, I mean, as far as he hit that carp, that was out of here in an instant. Yeah. As soon as he touched it, you knew it was gone. Click, grand slam, 4 runs instantly. Wow.
Zimmerman rifles one to short, grabbed by Eric Ibar. A leadoff walk, and then a single by Heisey, a Rendon base hit, and Bryce Harper. History at Nationals Park for him, number 100.
Lexus dealers are donating $250 to the Children's National Health System for every home run a Nats player hits this season. So Bryce Harper, that was $250. Keep them coming. It's for a wonderful cause. Let's look at it again. Terod knew it as soon as he threw it, and you saw A.J. Pierzynski reach across the plate. Bryce Harper goes grand salami for number 100. The ball left the bat at 108 miles an hour, I'm being told by a friend on Twitter. It traveled 425 feet.
And I think the key to the whole thing, the guy holding 100 upside down, that's what made that.
That was a rally 100 sign.
Top of the 4th, here's Kelly Johnson. Strasburg stabs the one-hopper, 1 out. Now it's important for Steven to go out himself, and he had to run the bases there for a while to get that shutdown inning.
Just a flair for the dramatic, big stage Bryce, whatever you want to say. It just seems like everything he does, it's so surreal at times. You have to wrap your head around it. Did I really just see that? And it's happened however many times since he's been a big leaguer. He's going the doubleheader. He's got his Caps jersey on. Caps sweater, I should say.
So Bryce makes it to 100 home runs in 1,855 at bats. A.J. Pierzynski struck out swinging first time. Shift on Murphy well out into right field. This one right up the middle to Danny Espinosa. And I think you've talked about feet not moving before. Danny almost paid the price there. 2 outs. So how does Bryce rank with young guys getting to 100? 8th youngest at 23 years of age, 181 days. Bunch of Hall of Famers on that list. And a couple of future Hall of Famers, certainly in Cabrera. And for Bryce, if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Well, you got to think about it for Bryce Harper. He's pitched around all the time. There's nowhere to put him. He's got to love hitting with the bases loaded because he knows he's going to get a strike for once. It's got to be the most relaxing at bat he has throughout the course of a season, because where are you going to put me now? You can't nibble. You know he's going to get a strike, so he can be a little more aggressive than he usually is. And he got something right down the heart of the plate, and it got out of here in a blink of an eye.
And that graphic brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, Bryce. 0-2 with 2 outs.
You knew, we told you, he took that emoji off his bat. He's going to hit it.
Bryce racing over for this one. Not playable.
Funny,
I don't know what his sunglasses are like, but everybody should put those on right now.
Now, think about it when we showed it, Carpet. Jason Worth was right by Bryce in the dugout, and he's one shy of 200. And Bryce just hit 100. A lot of round numbers this year.
Yeah, Jason really scorched one here in the 4th inning last night. Strasburg trying to overpower Gordon Beckham, who stays alive, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, that's how you're supposed to enjoy a day off, isn't it? Just like that. Just chilling, hat off, sit in the bat rack, telling a few stories.
Gio, Lobatone, Joe Ross. And Gio's had a nice couple of days too after the way he pitched Tuesday night here. Joe Ross charting pitches. Tomorrow night's his night in Philly. The Nats are going old school with the next day's starter.
And he's driving the bus to Philly tonight.
2-2 pitch. This ball driven to right. Bryce back, sets himself and makes the grab. And a very good 1-2-3 top of the 4th for Steven Strasburg. Harper's grand slam has the Nats on top. Of Nationals baseball is brought to you by the RAV4 hybrid all-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com today. Excitement on South Capitol Street. The Dome looking better every day. 4-1 Nats trying to win 4 in a row against the Braves, and we are told it is the one of the anniversaries of William Howard Taft throwing out a first pitch. And there he is, number 27. You know, the original presidents are having a hard time winning races these days. Tom did pull one out last night on his 273rd birthday. Remarkable performance.
Well, lore has it that
by a guy eligible for a senior citizens discount.
William Howard Taft started the 7th inning stretch.
He did. Needed to stretch. Everybody saw the president doing it.
Well, they used to stand up every time the president arrived or left an event. And he was so big and the seats were so small that he would get stiff in his seat and kind of actually get up to stretch out a little bit. It usually was the 5th, 6th, or 7th inning. And then when he would get up, everybody out of respect to the president would get up as well. And that's how the 7th inning stretch started.
Daniel Murphy struck out swinging first time. 1-1 pitch here. You might remember Tehran spinning a wicked breaking ball right under his hands to strike out Murphy. Not easy to do. Good contact guy. 2-1. There's some contact. Hot shot. Gordon Beckham. 1 out. Wilson Ramos coming in, getting it done on both sides of the baseball right now. Dan Coco.
Bob, prior to Wilson Ramos's 4-for-4 outing the other day, hitting coach Rick Shue and assistant hitting coach Jock Jones brought Wilson video from back in spring training not too long ago, telling him to stand more upright. Shue telling me that helps Wilson create better angles to the ball when he's taller. They also want him to stay through the baseball. As we all know, watching Wilson, his strength is going to right center. They want him to avoid those pitches coming in on his hands, look for pitches out over the plate, and stay more upright.
And if Wilson can start driving the ball the other way, keep it off the ground on the left side of the infield. Well, that one's not on the ground. It is in the bullpen, though, and it's over the bullpen. Wilson Ramos and the Nats dialing long distance. Lead 5-1. That's his first of the year. Home run club steadily getting a little bigger on this ball club every day.
Look at Rick Shue with the horns to Wilson Ramos. That's great. That's a proud papa right there. I'll tell you what, hitting coach is such a thankless job. You're with those guys in the cage, in the tunnel for hours before the game, and you work on something, and then you see it work in the game where he goes deep. It's just why you do what Rick Shue does. And to see Wilson Ramos make those adjustments that Dan was talking about and hit a home run, that was just great.
I mean, there are signs of his power that just take your breath away. That ball, a good 20 feet past the back wall of the bullpen in April. 5-1 Nats. They've out-hit the Braves 4-2. Matt Dendecker, a walk first time.
I have 8 hard hit balls by the Nats so far in this game on my scorecard. 8. Anthony Rendon first time up. Bryce Harper first time up. 9, excuse me. Zimmerman twice.
Yeah.
Harper's home run. Singles by Rendon and Heisey. And then that homer by Ramos. And the ground out by Murphy. 9 hard hit balls in this game by the Nats. Julio Teheran not fooling anybody here.
2-2 to Dendecker. Isn't it great that Bryce was able to do it at home right before the homestand ended? And there's the strikeout. Tehran's second of the day.
Just look where that location mistake is. They want that away. It runs back right down the middle. Wilson Ramos all over it. Foot down early. Throw the barrel. Catching it right out front. See the eyes to the baseball. The extension. That's a good example of two-hand extension. Didn't let go of the bat, stayed through it with the top hand.
Wilson Ramos' 62nd career home run. Here's Danny Espinosa, fly ball to left, first time up.
And Bryce likes hitting off Tehran too. Forgot about the one he hit opening day off him.
Yeah. Now that's 5 homers and 10 career RBIs against Tehran. One guy's 23, the other guy's 25. This could go on for a while. So the Nats have taken him deep 4 times in 2 starts. Espinosa stays alive on an 0-2 pitch. Well, Harper and Murphy took him deep opening day in Atlanta. Danny's still looking for his first base hit of this series. Tehran from the very first base side of that pitching rubber. And Espinosa hits one high out behind second. The call by Malik Smith, the center fielder. But the Nats make some noise again in the 4th. This time it's Wilson Ramos. He is now 10 for 26 on the year. He has thrown out 4 of 7 opposing base runners. The Buffalo doing it both sides of the ball right now.
As we head to the top of the 5th inning, it's time for our Kias in the driver's seat, and Steven Strasburg has definitely been in this driver's seat in this one. And you look at the pitches he's thrown. There's a fastball from Strasburg. A little cut fastball at 88 maybe. Watch this slider right here. Just kind of hang a left at the end. That was dirty. And then how about a curveball for you? Filthy. And this one's rotten. Absolutely rotten. Changeup. 89 miles an hour. So the repertoire, the arsenal from Strasburg, now a 4-pitch guy instead of a 3-pitch guy. Borderline 5-pitch guy if you want to talk about the cut fastball too. So a lot more to think about if you're facing Steven Strasburg this year.
I like that. Rotten.
Yeah, that was rotten.
Eric Ibar bouncing ball to Murphy first time. Strasburg evens the count 1-1, 5th inning underway. Through 4 he had thrown 58 pitches, 37 strikes. So under 15 pitches per inning. So the 1988 Atlanta Braves started out 0-10.
And this is the worst start for the Braves since 1988. Do you know who the first win in '88 was against for the Braves in their 11th game?
Braves in their 11th game, '88. I'll say the world champion Dodgers.
It was the world champion Dodgers. And guess who was pitching?
Just a wild guess.
Guess who was pitching that day for the Dodgers, who broke up the Braves streak? I heard Don joking about it around the cage today.
Don with our good friend Jim Powell doing radio for the Braves. He didn't outduel.
No, he was pitching for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, because that couldn't have been Hershiser's the way he was pitching that year.
We have a lot of Dodger influence in this series. Dusty Baker, Davey Lopes, Don Sutton.
We talked about Vin Scully a lot.
That was a good Dodger ball club.
Hershiser was unbelievable that year.
I mean, in the late '70s with Baker and Lopes and Say and Gardner.
And everybody knows Zane Smith went the distance in that game to get the W. Danny Espinosa takes care of Eric Ibar.
Twins are coming to town. They're scuffling a little bit. I don't think they've won a game either. April 22nd to the 24th. I mean, you have to take advantage of the schedule if you're in the Nats. You can celebrate the first 3-game weekend of the year with Pups in the Park on Saturday the 23rd. Kids opening day on Saturday the 24th. Visit nationals.com for tickets.
There's Twin Cities, the old logo for the Minnesota Ball Club. Playing the Central this year. And a ball fouled by Jace Peterson, who got the first Atlanta hit leading off the top of the third. Came home 2 outs later on a clutch opposite field hit by Nick Markakis. So the only 2 hits have gone to left field by left-handed batters. Got him looking. And Peterson really looking at Lance Barrett.
Let's take a look at it on pitch track. I don't think Wilson Ramos thought this was a strike based on his reaction. He framed it nice, and he had time to get up and throw the ball down to third base. Peterson thought it was down. Pitch track thought it was a strike. Peterson did not.
Here's Tehran now, Strasburg. Trying to get through the order for the second time here. Out to center. Matt Dendecker. Halfway through the ball game with some offensive support, Steven Strasburg taking charge.
DC, Chris Heisey due up second this inning, leading off for the first time this year today for the Nationals. Heisey doesn't maybe have the typical build of a leadoff hitter, but he has led off a bunch dating back to his days in Cincinnati when Dusty Baker was managing the Reds. He told me today that Dusty's told me not to adjust my approach when I'm leading off, stay aggressive. I'm not really the work the count type of guy that you'll normally see atop the order. I'm just going to try and get a fastball early in the count and go attack it. He told me the best game of his career came when he was leading off. 3 for 5 with 3 homers back on June 22nd, 2011. Chris Heisey's shown some pop out of the leadoff spot in the past, Bob.
Yeah, he had a career high 18 home runs that year, drove in 50 in 120 games for the Reds. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. That's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. Strasburg, fielder's choice bunt first time. And he was on third base when Bryce Harper went way deep.
Give Bob Henley some credit for holding Steven Strasburg and letting the line move to Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Zombie third base coach.
He's in the shade now, so that sunblock's not going anywhere.
Bob, you're looking a little pale today.
One pitch.
I mean, it's all Steven Strasburg. If he's not feeling well, has to do is look at his third base coach.
Want to feel better about yourself? Look over there.
I have tons of color in my face compared to my third base coach. He's smart, though. He's smarter than all of us, by the way, for putting that sunscreen on.
Yeah. I know you moms and dads are listening. So important for the kids when summer gets here. Strike. 78 on a slide piece that stays up and in, but got the zone. And Julio Teheran with his third K of the game.
They're still stuck together. Yoga in the outfield returns in 2016 following Nats Marlins game on Sunday, May 15th. It's not a stretch to say this will be the biggest and best yoga in the outfield ever. Visit nationals.com/yoga.
Nice day at the ballpark. 63 at game time. Breeze continues to blow from the right field foul pole over to the other side. Here's Chris Heisey, checked in with his first national hit last time. And that was with 2 outs in the third to extend that inning. Then Anthony Rendon went up the middle, and then Bryce Harper went out of sight. So 2-out lightning in the third to make it a 4-1 game. Now Ramos homer has it 5-1 Nats. Check swing and a foul tip for the strikeout. 2 down.
What's the word of the day today?
Rotten?
Nope. Achieve. It's right there. Read it. 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Max Scherzer. I don't think Jason Worth will be there. It's just Max Scherzer. Achieve to 29292. That's brought to you by Care First. Live fearless with the name trusted for over 75 years. Care First, Blue Cross, Blue Shield.
Rendon 1 for 2. He's hit the ball well twice. Front door breaking ball catches the edge. Anthony looking to be the next entrant into the home run RBI club. But that's a nasty changeup by Julio Teheran.
Anthony Rendon drafted in the 27th round out of high school by the Atlanta Braves. I was told by some Braves people the Braves had a number. The Rendon family had a number. The Braves didn't get close to that number. And he said, I'm going to Rice. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah, National Player of the Year in Houston for that great baseball university. And then the Nats actually signed him when he was injured, rolling the dice a bit, but they knew what they were getting, right?
And it was a pretty big number for a 27th round pick, as you would imagine, with the talent he had.
Anthony suffered a severe ankle sprain, second game of the season back in 2012, right after the Nats drafted him. He had had an injury issue or two in college, but he wasn't in the minor leagues long. 1 year later, he was playing 98 games in the big leagues. 2-2 pitch. Gets a good hack at that one. Garcia, backhand stop. He's got a gun over there. Nats go 1-2-3. We'll have to wait another inning for Bryce Harper's next at bat. 5-1 Nats. Acid Rock, home run number 100. Bryce wasn't born when they were playing music like that. We go to the top of the sixth, but man, did he hit that ball. Malik Smith, Nick Markakis, Adonis Garcia. Top six. Strasburg threw 69 pitches, 46 strikes, so he's coming off an 11-pitch 1-2-3. Outfield around to the left. Can't catch up.
When you talk about what the Warriors did this year and what the Caps did this year, it seems like it's the year of the epic team, the super team.
Oh, that's going to come back from the outside and catch the zone. 8 in a row for Strasburg. Strikeout number 5.
And you're just wondering if there's going to be a team in Major League Baseball that follows suit. We'll see. Great day of sports yesterday, by the way. Nats won, went home and watched Steph Curry throwing his 400 3-pointer and set a record. The Warriors won their 73rd game, and then Kobe throws in 60 just for the heck of it.
60.
And then
50 shots.
Blackhawks and Blues were on. I mean, it was just a great day of sports yesterday, all the way around.
I wonder if Vegas had an over/under on Kobe's shots going into that game. That ball's hard hit, but it could be another one pitch out. And that's Nick Markakis, 1 for 3, 2 down in the 6th.
Braves box. Mallex Smith, a leadoff walk first inning. Ramos erased him. Kelly Johnson, leadoff walk in the second. Never made it beyond first base. Peterson and Markakis singles are on a sac bunt in the third for their only run, and absolutely nothing since. Adonis Garcia 0 for 2. Up the middle, well placed. Espinosa gets there and drops it. Not sure Danny could have thrown him out. Garcia runs well out of the right side of that batter's box, and that's a base hit all the way, ending a string of 9 consecutive batters retired.
Well, I think you heard the O from the fans because we all wanted to see the throw on the spin move from Espinosa and how hard he was about to launch that one, but it popped out of his glove and we didn't get to see it. I think it would have been a hit either way, but I just wanted to see him throw it.
Sure. Kelly Johnson, a walk and a one-hopper that Strasburg speared to throw him out in the 4th inning. That was a 1-2-3 contact 4th inning, but in my opinion the biggest inning of the day for Strasburg because the Nats had just put themselves and him on top, and he comes out 1-2-3 and his team is right back in the dugout. Ramos homers, and then suddenly it's a 4-run lead. Two and 0. .55 career wins. Career ERA 3.08. Start number 134. And 21 of them against the Braves. Busted bat. The bat hits the screen in front of the Nats dugout, and then Dendecker puts away the fly ball. Strasburg on a big-time roll. Here comes Bryce.
Summary brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Arlington. Visit them at www.mercedes.com. 5-1 Nats going for the 4-game sweep. Not an easy thing to do, no matter who you're playing. But the story of this game so far, the 3rd inning. First pitch to Bryce Harper. Change up down the way. What's coming next, Bryce? How about a fastball on a tee? Julio Teheran's reaction. Watch the legs of Bryce Harper. That's where the pop comes from. Staying on his legs nice, and then he breaks the scoreboard of the facade. Look at that. Boom. The R in humor. See ya. Home run number 100. Grand salami. Broken scoreboard. Pete's offie now because of Bryce. You're going to have to fix that, Bryce. Get you a ladder after the game.
It's all right.
He's breaking ballparks, folks, with homers. That's like Giancarlo stuff.
One for 2, Bryce, and he hit the ball hard first time. Beckham robbed him of a hit. Braves in an infield shift.
It would be like Bryce Harper to do that last at bat and then take a single right past the only guy on the left side of the infield the next time. He's just using the ballpark these days, thinking so well at the plate. 0-2 now.
Can we just add that to the movie thing I was talking about earlier? He broke the facade.
Roy Hobbs stuff. Huh?
Yeah.
And that was an off-speed pitch that had Bryce reaching. Malik Smith center field. 1 out, bottom 6. Busy box score. Only 4 guys with hits, but the Nats continued their trend of making their hits count. Harper, 9 RBIs on the year now. Ramos has joined the 16 home run club. This team just doesn't need a lot of hits to beat you because the clutch hitting has been very good, and the pitchers are letting the hitters relax, knowing 1 or 2 runs and boom, you got a great chance to win a ball game. Ryan Zimmerman, another homegrown Nat who hit all of his first 100 in a Washington uniform. This came at San Diego back in 2010. And he hits this one hard to right center. Smith right at the edge of the track, 2 outs. Ryan Zimmerman's hit the ball hard 3 times.
But I like the way this team is designed, though. It's not going to rely just on the home run. They can beat you so many ways offensively. You know, Dusty Baker's ball club, very aggressive on the bases, speed at the top of the order. You know, when Ben Revere gets back, you're going to watch how he changes the game simply just by getting to first base. So they can beat you with speed. They can beat you with guys grinding out at bats and getting pitch counts up. When you look at Harper, Zimmerman, Murphy, Jason Worth, Rendon, guys in the middle of the lineup, even Ben Revere when he comes back. So they're set and they're built to beat you in a lot of different ways offensively. Yeah, they could do it with the home run, but I don't think this is a team that's going to live and die by the homer. They'll take them when they're there, but when they're not, Dusty Baker will find other ways to beat you.
Love that balance. One and 0 to Murphy. He has struck out and grounded out to the right side. Another fastball in there. 2-1. Tehran really jamming Daniel Murphy today.
Hit the ball hard last time up. Bullet to second base.
Better get it in there. Might have broken his bat. Drops one into right field. Murphy going for 2. He is in there. Daniel Murphy making sure the ball game doesn't fall asleep in the 6th inning when your team's up by 4. And for Murph, his second double of the year.
Well, you got to love the effort and the hustle double by Daniel Murphy. I don't know if the Braves are going to take a look at the call at second base, but the bat definitely dies a hero. And with a 4-run lead and 2 outs, why not take a gamble and try to stretch a single into a double? He saw Markakis going away from the play. Markakis very accurate. And the Braves looking at the replay in their clubhouse, and they decide not to challenge it. So a 2-out double, a 2-out hustle double from Daniel Murphy, baseball player.
Right into the leg of Ibar.
Just love the way that guy plays the game. I did when he was a Met, and now I like it even more.
Well, you and I have talked about this a lot over the years. You have to watch a guy every day to fully appreciate all the things he can do. Wilson Ramos hit one a mile to left center last time up. That is wild. Hits the limestone, goes straight up in the air, and Murphy can just cruise over to third.
Check out Daniel Murphy hustling into second base. Head down into the shin bone. Ooh.
And he was not on the bag when he was tagged from that angle.
I can't believe they did not use their challenge there. Maybe they just got that shot.
Too late now.
I mean, he's out, right? But that was pretty definitive, don't you think?
Yeah. Ooh, breaking ball, and Ramos was waiting for it. Counts even 1-1.
I think Murphy was kind of bracing for contact with the head area, so he wasn't really he couldn't see where his hands were going, first of all. But watch, does the tag get him? Yeah, right on, I guess, the left tip for TV.
Yeah.
And he wasn't on the bag, he was out.
Ramos to left center. That's another RBI.
Cost him a run.
Is he going to go for 2? Yes. Does he stay on the bag? He does.
I tell you, it's contagious. What Daniel Murphy just did with 2 outs is contagious. Wilson Ramos would have never thought of going for 2. But because the play was in the gap, they were going away from the play. Another 2-out hustle double. Look at the Buffalo roam. I mean, he just trotting single. Then he's saying, wait, Murphy did it. Well, I'm going to try that too. And look at the hustle by Wilson Ramos, just getting into second base, staying on the bag.
Wilson Ramos hitting .404.
Tough late slide. Kind of goes into the bag hard, holds his balance. Graceful Buffalo. I like it. I mean, when you're 0-8, you're 0-8. It rains, it pours. I mean, you have to challenge that play, don't you?
The Murphy play, yeah.
Yeah.
Dendecker 0 for 1 with a walk. The Nats lead 6-1, which is the same as their record right now. Dendecker hits it sharply to the right side. Gordon Beckham has it. So the Nats have hit Julio Teheran extremely hard over 3 of the last 4 innings, and they put a half dozen on the board.
Steven Strasburg getting the job done. He was sick. He missed yesterday. Dusty said, you know, part of being a professional is realizing that, hey, if I'm going to be going to the bathroom between innings, I don't want to be out there, because he didn't want to burn the bullpen. So everybody made a common sense decision and said, you know what, if you're going to be sick, let's wait till tomorrow. And he's been awesome here today. It's time for Toyota Case for Kids. The Washington area Toyota dealers want to help children and their families by making a donation of $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
You know, some would say Strasburg is so sick today the way he's throwing.
You know, the kids nowadays, right, Bob?
Yeah. 78 pitches, 52 strikes through 6. Pierzynski, Beckham, and Ibar. The Nats have out-hit the Braves 6-3 and lead 6-1. AJ 0 for 2 today, strikeout, ground ball to short, which is up the middle where Danny Espinosa plays him. And Steven Strasburg dropping an 88 changeup that's nasty on the left-handed batter. Follows it up with another one. Ramos drops it, tags the hitter. 1 out here in the 7th, and that's 11 of the last 12.
Nasty changeup right here from Steven.
Doubling up. Beautiful look from Mercedes-Benz. Gordon Beckham next. Joe Ross charting this game and saying, I hope somebody charts me like this tomorrow night. Beckham hits one well to left. Going back, Heisey. Heisey is there in front of the bullpen.
Nice play, Chris Heisey. I'll tell you what, Dusty Baker's got the magic touch, doesn't he? He puts Chris Heisey in the leadoff spot. He single scores a run today. Now he goes back and makes a nice play, and then his teammates and Jock Jones, assistant hitting coach, had to remind him there's 2 outs.
Yep.
Hey, I'm with you. I felt like 3. That should have been worth 2 outs, that play. That was a nice play.
He was ready to sprint. Here's Eric Ibar. Couple of ground balls, 1 to second, 1 to short.
You know, Carp, there's a few players on this team and a few times over the last 3 or 4 years where as an analyst you just sit here and become a fan and there's nothing to analyze. Max Scherzer's no-hitters, Jordan Zimmerman's no-hitter at the end of the 2014 season, Bryce Harper's home run, Steven Strasburg today. You just find yourself sitting here and you're in fan mode, in awe of what they're doing. They're making the hardest game in the world look so easy, and they're so talented that, you know, sometimes you just have to sit back and remind yourself, hey, I got to break this down. But you're so amazed at what you've been seeing. A lot of times there's really nothing to analyze other than just sit back and enjoy it like a fan.
Looks like a ball club that's having lots of fun. Good group of guys. We kept hearing that in spring training. Dusty comes aboard. Culture change in the clubhouse. Daniel Murphy comes aboard. And all of a sudden guys are doing woo-hoos after singles. 2-2 right side. Zimmerman sees Murphy get to the ball, retreats to the bag, and even new teammates are communicating very well on bang-bang plays so far. Time to stretch. This is fun.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Bryce dropping bombs. Yeah, that's what he did. Number 100 today, grand salami. Come out to Nats Park Tuesday, April 26, 7:05 start against the Phils. Teddy Plush window cling night. First 20,000 fans get that Teddy Plush window cling. Visit nationals.com to purchase your tickets today.
Steven Strasburg on deck. Danny Espinosa leads off bottom of the 7th. Hey, why not? Steven has thrown 87 pitches in 7 innings. He's gotten his last 9 outs on 29 pitches. Tehran throwing his 96th of the day, and he'll be hit for most probably in the top of the 8th. Danny, fly ball to left, fly ball to center. Braves off to Miami for the weekend, while the Nats go to Philly.
Did you maybe walk a little longer for the food room in Philly? Did you walk off some extra calories before you have to eat the whole food?
The greatest cafeteria in America is in their press box. They just wheel us in for those telecasts. And here we are in D.C. just into the 6 o'clock hour. The Nats are batting bottom of the 7th. Everything going their way, leading 6-1. Strasburg pitching beautifully. Bryce Harper's 100th home run, a grand slam in the 3rd. Wilson Ramos followed with a solo in the 4th and a double to drive in another in the 6th. 6 runs on 6 hits. Last night it was 3 runs on 4 hits. Espinosa looking the other way. Julio Tehran came into this game with a 5.40 ERA, and this will not help.
Danny Espinosa's hit the barrel a lot this year with nothing to show.
Tehran's ERA right now 6.75.
Now he's squaring up ball after ball. His approach is solid. It's just a matter of time before the hits start falling. See him get on top of something, hit a low line drive.
2-2. Danny's taken his share of walks. 1 in this series, 5 on the young season. Alexi Ogando. (3-2), nobody out. Out to left field. Ball tailing away from Jace Peterson and stays fair as he grabs it. 1 out. Here are the next 5 for the Nats as the road trip is underway. Night games at Philly. Joe Ross, Jeremy Hellickson tomorrow night. Saturday night, Sunday day, WUSA 9 will join us. Then it's on to Miami for a 4-game series. 3 night games and a day game next Thursday before the Nats come home. There's Joe. Very good his last time out. Twins and Phillies then on the next homestand with a day off in between. He does take a hack, and that's 2 outs. Strikeout number 5 for Julio Tehran.
Follow the Nationals live with MLB.com at bat. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, and StatCast. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Do they have an NHL Live app that I can watch the Caps game on the way to Philadelphia on the bus tonight? I'm going to try.
I don't know. I mean, if anybody I know has an app on his phone for anything, it's you.
Yeah. I'm going to try.
Don't leave your charger this time.
I know. I'm going to try, though.
Chris Heisey, 1 for 3.
All in on a fastball. Let it rip.
Guy leading off today with tons of power. Pretty good rip. Ball tailing to the outer half, and he got it off the end of the bat.
You surprised that Freddie Gonzalez took out Yolis Chacín with 60-something pitches the other night dealing, and he's leaving Julio Teheran in today down by 5 with 109 pitches? I am.
Yeah, well, he knows his bullpen better than we do, and what's going on, who's available out there. Teheran does pitch a 1-2-3 7th, 6 Ks on the day. That'll do it for him, and the Nats about to beat Teheran for the second time this year. You get some nice draft picks. Steven Strasburg was first. Bryce Harper was second in the span of just a couple of years, and it's great to see them prospering at the big league level, and what a teammate combo they are today.
Yeah, it just goes to show you when you have some down years, you can't miss on those picks. If you do, it'll set your organization back a number of years. So for the Braves, they've had a few down years. They're going to get some high picks, and they have to make those picks count. But when you talk about Steven Strasburg, what he's done here today, he's been outstanding from the get-go. A little bit under the weather, and don't you always have your better games when you're not feeling well? And Bryce Harper with home run number 100 thrilling us all like we're sitting here watching a baseball movie.
Well, Dusty said as much before the game today. He can't explain it. Maybe you just go out there and say, hey, I'm going to go as well as I can as long as I can, and you don't think yourself out of things. And Steven Strasburg's having some of the quickest innings of his entire Nats career in this game today.
Well, he's throwing all 5 pitches for strikes, 4+, whatever you want to call it. And just as a hitter, it gives you so much more to think about. It's already, I'm facing 97, 98. I got to get it going.
And a ball hit well to center, but Matt Dendecker is right there. Grabs it here in the top of the 8th inning. And they will pinch hit Daniel Castro, who was called up yesterday when Hector Oliveira ran into his off-the-field problems the night before. Castro, 23 years of age, from Mexico, signed with the Braves at the age of 16 in '09. Everything okay, we hope?
Seeing if he's feeling all right, I think.
Okay.
Or a lot of times you don't go over the bench guys in the pre-game meeting when you're going over hitters. So maybe Mike Maddox just saying, here, this is what we want to do to Castro right here. I think he's feeling fine. Check that first guess.
240 for the Braves in 33 games last year. So he was with the Braves as a youngster. Then he played in the Mexican League for a couple of years and hit .291 and .312 before returning to the organization. Daniel Castro. I mean, look at the economy of Steven Strasburg's afternoon. Up the middle, look out. Castro checks in with a base hit, 1 on, 1 out. Top of the order, Malik Smith. Malik Smith 0 for 2 with the base on balls. Strasburg walked him to start the game. Wilson Ramos threw him out trying to steal, and the rest of the afternoon has been solid. Now it's Arodys Vizcaíno up for the Braves. One on, 1 out, 1-1 the count. Zimmerman kind of in front of the runner at first because of the speed of the batter, and Wilson Ramos came up thinking about throwing before he lost the handle. Three pitches to get to 100 with 1 out in the 8th inning. Two-1, Espinosa. Murphy looking for a ground ball. Instead, it's a fly to the left side, and that'll get out. One of the biggest plays of the game for the Nats last night, Tanner Roark's 1-6-3 double play on Smith, his 100th pitch to end the 7th inning. It's about the only way you get that, guys, on a comebacker.
He was money last night, wasn't he?
He was great. Tanner, 100 pitches, 60 strikes. Shutout ball on 4 hits for 7 innings. Big time bounce back for him. Two with 1 out. Tapper foul.
There's the staff. Gio, Joe, Tanner, Max, Jose Lobaton,
What a good line for Tanner last night.
Dusty likes them sitting together talking baseball, charting pitches. What would you do here? Would you pitch around this guy? Would you go right after him? Always thinking baseball on the bench. Dusty talks about it all the time. He loves it when his guys are all there. I've been on teams, Carp, where you don't see the other starters. They're in the clubhouse. They're doing whatever.
Nasty on the 88 off speed. Strikeout number 7. So Strasburg about to leave the game after what Tanner Roark did last night.
Yeah, we talked about the front hip fastball being the thing, the key to the Roark start, and everybody asked him about it after the game. It's just a feel thing, and he got a feel for it, and he was awesome.
Crowd on its feet as Steven Strasburg, not feeling well yesterday or today, walks off, and a chance to go 2-0 on the young season. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by American Standard Heating and Air. It's their All-Star Sales event with up to $1,100 in instant rebates or 0% APR for 36 months. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. Great view from dead center field out there. And Steven Strasburg sweat-soaked as he visits with his pitching coach after a great outing today.
Talking about a pitch here, pitch there. Always looking to get better, but he was fantastic here today.
$100 pitches, 69 strikes in 7 2/3. Nick Markakis and Felipe Rivero here. Felipe has already pitched a scoreless inning and a third in this series. That ball's hit well, and Nick Markakis is going to pick up an RBI. Castro around to score. It's a 6-2 game, and that'll be it. Charge to Steven Strasburg on the day, 2 runs. Nick Markakis, a doubles machine of his own, 7 on the year.
Fastball mid to upper 90s. Breaking ball's a slider low to mid 80s. Occasional changeup from Felipe. 4 games, 2.45 ERA, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Here's Adonis Garcia, 0 for 1 against Rivero.
This could be a we just want to see anybody but Steven Strasburg moment for the Braves.
And if Castro continues the inning, they have Jeff Francoeur ready to hit for Kelly Johnson. 0-2. There's Francoeur.
who is 1 for 4 in this series. Breaking ball hit to short. Danny Espinosa, inning over. Braves get a run on 2 hits, but the Nats still lead by 4 with Rendon, Harper, and Zimmerman coming up. One of our favorite places in baseball. A little bit south, down in South Philly at Citizens Bank Park. The Nats last year went 12-7 against the Phils. Joe Ross gets the start. He was great against the Marlins. 5 strikeouts, a run, 7 innings. Jeremy Hellickson is 1-0 with the Phils in 2 starts with a 1.5 ERA. We'll get you going with Nats Extra. 6:30. From the booth in Philly at 7, first pitch 7:05 tomorrow night. Here's our Honda do-up and what they've done against the Braves since the start of last year with number 2 Rendon, Bryce at number 3, and the cleanup man Ryan Zimmerman. Into the Braves bullpen after Tehran threw 110 pitches, Arodys Vizcaíno.
Fastball average is 97. Breaking ball's a curveball, 84 on average. 3rd game of the year for Vizcaíno. Yet to be scored upon. Opponent's hitting 143 off the Braves right-hander.
Some injury issues throughout his career. In fact, didn't pitch for a couple of years in 12 and 13. He faces Anthony Rendon.
He's their closer now.
Who's 0 for 1, and I know you've liked this guy's arm and his stuff for a while.
Yeah. Maybe he's getting some work in trying to keep it a 4-run deficit. And you think about that Murphy play, it really should be a 3-run deficit right now for the Braves.
82 on the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anthony 1 for 3 with a run. Harper next, the big blow of the day. Daniel Murphy started back-to-back doubles by himself and Ramos to get the Nats what now looks like a very important run back in the 6th. Matt Belisle for the 9th. It won't be a save situation. And a chopper, fair ball.
He's out.
Then it goes foul. The ball hit him. That's why it went foul.
He's out.
So give the put out to the nearest fielder, which is A.J. Pierzynski. 2 unassisted.
Yeah. He trying to beat it out, got out of the box, and just kind of kicked it foul as he went by it. And if you touch the ball once you're out of the box, you are out, folks. And it gets his heel or the side of his shoe right there. How do you score that?
2 unassisted.
All right. Learn something new every day.
Here's Bryce. 2 career at-bats against this right-hander. 2 walks.
Didn't love the first strike call.
Nissan tracking it. Back live here. Boy, Bryce, not a huge series, 2 hits, but how about 6 RBIs on 2 hits? And those 2 swings, a chance to be the difference in 2 of these 4 games.
Sometimes you have to look beyond the stats. I mean, a game winner the other night, so he won a game for the Nats. That's big. And then today, home run number 100, a grand slam. That's big. So, I mean, he's winning games for him, regardless of the numbers.
2-1. Up and away.
Yeah, nothing to pull yet.
Well, last year Bryce started taking stuff out to left center. And he gets under that one. Racing in Mallex Smith. And he's there for the 2nd out.
Well, he got a pitch finally in. And just gets under. You can see the frustration, still hustled down to first base. But, yeah, that's almost identical to his grand slam swing. He just let that one get a little bit deeper. Got under it. Just missed.
There's Ryan Zimmerman, who's had a no-luck day in 3 at-bats, hitting the ball well. .97. Strike 2. Even at 98, that ball had some run back action to it. Stayed away. Ryan connects with one of those. Who knows how far it might go. And that's the slider in the dirt to fill the count. 3-2.
Well, guys throws upper 90s. You're sitting dead red here. If he throws you a slider, he's got you. Hard curve, whatever you want to call his off speed. Ryan looking for a strike and looking for a heater.
He got a slider, didn't he? 1, 2, 3, bottom of the 8th. The Nats are 3 outs away from a 4-game sweep and a 5-1 homestand.
presents You Make the Call. We're going to let you make the call at home right now. Split screen of Bryce Harper. Which was the fly ball last time up and which was the grand slam? I watched this during the break and I missed it, folks. I'm going to tell you right now. So you make the call. Grand slam to the left, grand slam to the right. Watch the head. It's going to tell you. Oh, the graphic will tell you, sorry. Home run to the left, pop out to the right. And he said it was almost the same swing, and one was just catching it, I don't know, a centimeter underneath the ball versus squaring it up. One was off speed, one was a fastball, the grand slam a fastball. But that's good stuff. They fooled me. Not hard to do.
Rivera, by the way, still pitching here. I tell you, Dusty Baker, he doesn't buy into that you can't bring a reliever back out for another inning thing, does he?
No. Feel.
And he likes the matchup. Although it's Frank Core batting for Kelly Johnson, not a lefty-lefty. But Frank Core is susceptible to the strikeout, and he's facing a strikeout pitcher.
Honestly, who got it right at home? Seriously. I'm calling not too many. And if you did, good job.
I was amused.
I was too.
To see the sign from a concession stand in the background that said frozen rope, which is what that home run was.
There was some.
Now, if they would have had a can of corn concession stand right next to it for the other one, that would have been really interesting.
There was some subtle clues in the background.
Ah, the time of day?
Yes, but if you were just looking at the swing and you played that straight, maybe you could tell me on Twitter if you got it right or not. And be honest, I didn't. Until I saw the angle of his head at the end. One was lower and one was looking straight up.
One ball, two strikes to Frank Core. And Rivero strikes him out with 88. One out in the ninth. Potomac Nationals opening day today. They're home for a week. Go Peanuts. For all your ticket and promo information, 703-590-2311, or check them out online, PotomacNationals.com. Lefty-lefty matchup. There's the frozen rope stand. A.J. Pierzynski 0 for 3. Our cameras don't miss anything anymore.
Yes, he did.
Now, 3 decades ago, when I first started doing this on TV, we would have 3 or 4 cameras cover an entire ballpark. Typically, we have 13 cameras for one of our games on Masson. And we also have the Nats Extra postgame show presented by W.B. Mason when this one's over. Johnny Holiday and Phil with us. So Mr. Holiday, Mr. Wood. Here's Gordon Beckham. Strike one. Left side, Rendon. What a homestand to start the season. The Nats go 5-1 on the homestand. They are 7-1, their best start ever. And now it's on to Philadelphia and Miami for a week-long road trip, and a ball club that's hitting on some cylinders right now. By the way, 1 runner stranded by the Washington offense today. Making use of their hits, playing defense, and getting great pitching. 6-2 final.